So welcome to day 5 of our 12 days of healing series. This day is meant to be very nurturing. We're going to have a little bit of self-massage. We're going to have lots of quiet movements into all of the joints. We're going to work into some stress, or work some stress out of neck and shoulders and throat and hips and heart. So this all over nurturing self-care class, this place where you can really just set a tone of peace for your evening and for the rest of your long weekend here. And we're going to start off in the most nurturing pose I know, and that's child's pose. If child's pose is not for you because of your knees or for whatever reason, feel free to lie down flat on your belly. Make sure you're warm enough. This class is quiet, it's slow. You can add a layer, you can put socks on, you can have an extra blanket. We'll meet in a nice wide child's pose and really sink into the hips. Blanket can come under the knees if you'd like. Toes together, knees wide apart, and walk forward and stretch down and bring space into the front of the chest by lifting through the chin. Maybe chin comes to the earth. If that's not comfortable, just settle into whatever wide-legged child's pose feels right to you. And breathe lots of space into the back of your body. Let your jaw relax. Your breath becoming deeper. Inhale by exhale, still relaxing in child's pose. Take some slow open mouth exhales, really just connecting to this moment of peace. Gratitude for this time that you have for some nurturing and some self-care. We never give ourselves permission to slow down, and our endocrine systems are fried. We're overloaded with stimulation. Our eyes are always going, our ears are always hearing. This hour is just medicine. It's balm for all of your systems. Inhale for the count of 6. Really listen, really expand. Exhale for the count of 8. Sink into your hips, into the earth. And slowly start to come on up. Tabletop position. Just glide back and forth here. Keep the arms reaching forward. Hips can come back toward the heels. Move with the breath, inhaling as you come up to tabletop, maybe a slight cow pose. Exhale, press back, just glide back. Feel this movement through your joints, find space. Keep going, just a few more. Spread out through the fingers. Really feel the tops of the feet pressing into the earth. Exhale fully as you sink back. One more, expand into the whole body. Exhale, sink back. And slowly come on up, and we're going to come to a kneeling position. You can also come to easy pose. You can also come to sit in a chair. Try not to sit on anything too soft. Sit with something with support if you find a chair, but kneeling position if that works for you. And we're going to start to work here into the neck and shoulders with our hands. So first things first, let's bring a little bit of warmth into our fingers, into our hands. Just bring some friction into the palms, get in between the fingers. This also just kind of wakes up all of the nerves that are in our hands, and our hands are that beautiful, expressive extension of our hearts. And so just let that love kind of turn on into your hands, that energy. And then the first thing I want you to do is bring your hands to your shoulders and press down. And then tuck your chin to your chest. And you are pressing down. You're pulling down with 10, 15 pounds of pressure as though your massage therapist is about to start giving you a massage and is just grounding your energy. Have that feeling in your hands here. Breathe deeply into the belly. Just allowing the brain to start to recognize this set of calmer circumstances that you're bringing into the body. Keep your hands pressing in and roll into the neck, just gently, slowly. Listen to your breath and take some open mouth exhales here through pursed lips, this very slow, cooling breath as though you're blowing on a bubble wand or making a wish with a dandelion. And then coming back to center, you're going to take fingers and just start to give yourself a little neck massage, little tap of the shoulder and neck massage. Already in my own shoulders, I am feeling lactic acid start to release. This comes from this tension of living cold in the Midwest. This comes from tension of living in the year 2020. This comes from tension of holidays and what we might be abundant in or lacking in. So if you feel knots, if you feel little bubbles, it just means it's working. Close your eyes. And as you're releasing that tension, continue to take those cooling open mouth exhale. Breathing in through the nose, just increasing that nasal nitric oxide. Almost said it wrong. This brings such rejuvenation to you. Start to work into the collarbones. See if you can release any tension through the front of the shoulders, the chest, getting collarbones, getting top of shoulders, maybe even getting into that shoulder joint. You can go one side at a time or maybe both sides at the same time if you're not wearing a microphone. And changing sides, just working in and trying to release fascia. So much happens with a simple touch. You get so much stagnant energy moving. Slow belly inhales. Cooling exhales. And drop the hands down, roll into the neck again. Go all ways you can think of, nice and slow. And then we're going to come to sit in staff pose. Stretch those legs out. Give your knees a little zhuzh. And then roll the legs side to side. And then sitting in staff pose, or maybe even bend the knees a little bit. Staff pose is quite engaging. You soften into the feet a little bit and keep the spine straight. Don't slump down, but keep the spine nice and long. Let's just keep working down the arms. Have a feeling that you're patting and squeezing into your triceps. And then down into the forearm. You can just rest your hand on the leg like I did. Get down to the hand. And then pat and squeeze your way back up. It's releasing stuck energy. Other side. Pat and squeeze your way down the arm. Let it rest on your legs. Soft smile on your face. Really feel this heart connection to your hands. And then let's bring hands together. I'm going to invite you to bound angle pose for this one. Knees going wide, feet coming together, and then palms are going to come together, elbows out, almost mimicking that shape. Don't do this with your feet though, just with your hands. You're going to start to roll into the wrists. So backs of the hands come together and then the palms come together, and just watch and go slow. Go one way a few times. Feel that connection the whole time, feeling pressure into the sides of the hands, the palms of the hands, the thumbs, the back. And then start to go the other way. And almost feel that this movement with the arms, this rolling of the wrists, this releasing of tension through the arms, it's also opening you up. And I think it's actually working on me, opening you up through your throat and heart chakras. You might feel a clearing of the throat. And then slowly come back to center with the legs. Feet come back down, knees slightly bent. And inhale, arms open, lift through the chest. And I'll turn to the side here. As you exhale, curl, lean forward and then curl and round and stretch. Keep going. Inhale, come up, lift up, find a chest open. And exhale, Curl and round, dive the arms forward, get into your shoulder blades, get into the shoulder joints. And then as you inhale, get into the front of the chest, feel the movement in the shoulder blades as well. And just a few more. Exhale, stretch, reach forward. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, dive forward. Stretch. One more. Slowly dive forward, and we're going to pause. You can hug your legs. You can rest your head to your arms. Or you can balance elbows to knees and bring your head to your forehead, or your hands to your forehead. Whatever quieting, softening pose feels right to you. Breathe deeply through the nose, but breathe into the back of your body. Fill into the hips, fill into the kidneys, fill into the shoulder blades. And exhale in that cooling, open mouth exhale, make a wish. Fill as deeply as you can into the hips, into the kidneys, into the shoulders. Concentrate on the exhale, open mouth and cooling. Two more. Slowly come on up. We're going to come down to our backs. You can lie on your blanket for comfort if you'd like. I'm actually going to give mine a little roll for a pillow. Then lying down onto your back, hug your knees to your chest. If you're using the blanket as a pillow, make sure that you still feel your shoulder blades making complete contact. We're going to be going for a little shoulder massage here. So hugging knees in, roll your shoulder blades back and down, and then roll side to side. If knees hugging in doesn't feel right, you can bring arms to a T shape or to your sides comfortably and feel that connection that way. And then keep your right leg hugging in. Left foot comes down, pressing the foot into the earth. And roll, wiggle into your right toes a few times. And since you're home alone, if you want to reach down, crack your toes a little, find a little space there, go ahead. I won't tell. And then roll into the ankle. And the other way. And then point and flex, just paying special attention to that ankle joint. Bring your arms down to your sides and flex and straighten into your leg. Just moving into the knee joint. Let this be really quiet. Close your eyes. And then right foot comes down to the earth, left leg hugs in. You can hug in with your hands and then wiggle into the toes. Find that space to begin with. And start to roll into the ankle one way. And then the other. And then point and flex. Arms to your sides. And straighten and bend into that left knee. Very therapeutic. Inhale slowly. Exhale completely. Try to bring your internal eyes to that left leg. Just see the movement. Visualize all the space and energy that you're creating. Left foot to the earth, and we'll open knees out into bound angle pose. And then we're going to find a thread the needle pose with our arms. Right arm is going to cross over the chest. And then you're going to use that left arm to pull yourself into a stretch. I'll show on this side instead. So it's thread the needle pose without the needle, or just the thread here. There's this almost pulling action, and you can even move the hand a few times where you're coming back and putting that pressure into the shoulder, pulling it down the arm. Slow, easy exhales. And then gently roll into that right arm a few times. Just one way. And then the other. And then the left arm is going to cross over the chest. And you have that pulling action with the right arm, right hand. And you can even come back into that little pressure through the shoulder blade, down the arm, seeing where you can release. If you feel knots of tension, you can even just pause there and press in. Take a deep breath and a slow exhale, and maybe get some of that tension to release. Right arm relaxes, roll that left arm one way, big circle. Then the other. Knees are going to come together and hug in and roll around here and just re-neutralize into your hips and sacrum. Feel the flat of your back pressing into the earth. Take an inhale. Sigh it out. Feet come down to the earth. Left leg stays down, right knee is going to cross. And your choice here. If you're really flexible and love a good eagle pose, you can cross again into the legs and tuck that right ankle behind the left. If that's not comfortable for you though, you're just gonna sit here in crossed knees. And we're gonna mimic that shape with our arms, right arm over left, and choices here. You're either gonna come to eagle hug, which is just bringing hands to your shoulders, opposite shoulders, and letting the arms rest to the chest and feeling that stretch. This might feel quite enough for shoulder blades. This is quite opening already. If you can, if you'd like, you can cross elbows and palms. Elbows are pressing out away from you, but then try to keep that movement, that openness of the shoulders, and then let the arms rest to the chest. Hands can rest to the forehead. Just allow a few soft breaths here. I love the fact that eagle is quite intimidating when you're standing on the ground and trying to balance on one foot while making roughly this same shape. But when you're lying on your back, suddenly much more accessible. Stay here, or if you'd like, twist the arms to the left as the legs go to the right. Twisted eagle. Unwind. Back to center. And stretch out a moment for Shavasana. Stretch those legs out, stretch arms out. And wiggle toes, wiggle fingers. When you tie yourself up in knots, you should always untie for a moment. Let's go on the second side. Feet come to the earth. Make sure you feel nice and connected through that lumbar spine. And left leg comes to cross the right. Same choice here. You can tuck the ankle behind or the foot behind the ankle if you'd like, or just stay with your crossed knees. Arms coming up, left arm over right. Settle to your eagle hug, arms resting on the chest, or find your eagle arms, elbows press away, and then the arms settle on the chest. Hands can press to the forehead. Slow and easy breath here. And if you would like to twist your eagle, arms and shoulders will go to the right, knees go to the left. Take a few slow breaths. Untwist, unwind, And stretch out to Shavasana. Take a few breaths and just let the body's lines come long again. Knees bent. And the right knee is, or the right leg is going to come into a pigeon position. And we're going to press into the leg with our hands. So reaching toward the ankle, you're just going to walk your hands up and then up into the thigh and hip, and then back down again. And do that again. You can have that pat and squeeze feeling that we had on the arms. It's a great way to just get into some stuck energy, some stuck fascia. One of my teacher trainings, my first teacher training, they described fascia to me in such a way, it was such a visual, I never forgot it. Fascia is this substance that's quite like nylons that encases pretty much everything inside of us. It encases our tendons, our muscles, our organs. It's everywhere. It's in everything. And it really affects energy and flexibility and joint, even joint ease. So when you're moving your hands in this pat and squeeze motion, you're really liberating all kinds of stuck energy from that fascia, from that body's nylons. Hug that knee in now. And maybe one hand, maybe both. You're going to get to the outside of the leg, that pat and squeeze going up. The beauty of doing yoga at home. Nobody cares. Find the position that works for you, that you can reach into and find the outside edge of that leg. Give yourself that pat and squeeze up and down the leg a few times. I hope that visual of nylons stays with you. Right leg comes down. Left leg comes in. Pat and squeeze up the inside. Notice your breathing now. As you're moving this energy, breathe fully in through the nose, into the belly, into the lungs. Exhale in a sigh, or it's such a good idea to exhale in a sigh when you're purposefully moving energy like this. So join me in that. Take a few more passes. And hug the left leg in and squeeze and pat your way the outside of the leg. And then release that left leg down. And let's stretch out for a brief Shavasana. Just let the legs unwind for a moment. Windshield wiper the feet, really stretch into the knees, the ankles. And knees bend again. We're gonna make a little L for love with our hands. So, but using the whole palm. But right there in between the index finger and the thumb, you're gonna press down and out into the femurs. This is a great way to find some space in the sacrum. Now, if your arms don't feel quite long enough to really get in there and press the femurs away, pressing down and out, maybe you'll try with your palms, maybe you'll try with your fists, where you just really get in there, and then you can just roll the hips. It's almost as though you're bringing traction with that pushing motion, pushing the femurs out and away, just making your spine a little longer. And then hug your knees to your chest. Roll around gently. And now that we've found some space in the lumbar spine and SI joint, let's find a little bit more through the front of the body with a happy baby stretch. Legs can press up and you can hold on to the thighs, or you can reach up and find the outside edges of your feet. Tailbone presses down. Heels press up. And you're trying to bring the knees to the outside of the ribs. Often we try to like pull the legs into the body, but we're really trying to bring them outside of the body, trying to find this lovely hip stretch. And release back down. Feet to the earth, knees open out, find your bound angle pose. And then arms out into a T shape or gratitude arms, palms facing up. And let's pause here and bring awareness to the breathing. Inhale deeply through the nose. Feel coolness come in. Feel the lift of the belly, but also the expansion into the back of the body. Feel everything open with that breath. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale deeply in through the nose, expand. And like a soft winter breeze, exhale through the mouth. Three more. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Let your knees come slowly together. And then walk your feet out as wide as the mats. And then left hand comes to right shoulder, right hand comes to left shoulder. If you're not feeling a stretch through the lumbar spine, walk your feet out even more. Knees are knocking together. And then just lying here with a little bit of pressure in the arms into the sternum. This time we're going to inhale in through the mouth, this cooling breath. Exhale through the nose in 8 strokes, 8 little exhales. Inhale, mouth. Eight exhales through the nose. Three more. Make sure you bring enough air in that you can hold on to that exhale. 2 more, keep going. Last one. Return to long, slow breath. Just stretch into your body. Release the arms, release the legs, and roll around here into your joints. Bicycle into the legs a few times. Maybe even reach the arms up and roll the wrists. I feel like if we were doing a Tai Chi practice right now, they would say like, be like seaweed, just flow with the ocean. Hug those knees in, roll around. And then we're gonna come up and over onto hands and knees for a final few spinal and shoulder stretches before our Shavasana. So blanket under knees if you'd like. Make sure you have enough room here that you can really reach those arms forward. And coming into a wide child's pose, we're gonna hybrid this pose with a thread the needle. So arms are gonna stretch out wide, but don't bring chest as far down as you can. Left arm is gonna dive through and cross under, threading the needle here, and really scooch over as much as you can. And then you're gonna lie down. Right arm becomes your support as you reach it forward. Or maybe you'll even use the right arm to help you press yourself a little more into that thread the needle pose. Be really quiet in your breathing. Eyes soften and face softens. Expand the belly. Take 2 more breaths here. Back to center.
Stretching forward, the right arm comes through, left arm becomes your support. Lean back if you'd like into that left shoulder. And take really expansive breaths there. Try to be as mindful of that right shoulder release as you can be. And slowly come back to center. Knees come together. And coming up, we're going to take a few moments here in a very intuitive cat-cow barrel roll movement. So knees are coming wide as the hips or maybe a little wider. Hands are as wide as the shoulders or a little wider, and maybe even a little bit forward of the shoulders. Breathe slow and deep. And then there are no rules, just move. You can move in a simple cat-cow if a freestyle form is not for you. You can inhale into a cow pose and exhale into a cat pose and just keep that beautiful rhythm and find that opening through the spine, through the chest and shoulders. But if intuitive movement is nurturing for you, feel free just to get into it. Just move as the body wants to. See where you can stretch the hips. See where you can find space through the shoulders. The breathing stays so open and slow here. Face is relaxed. A soft smile playing on your face. A soft smile playing in your heart. Let's nurture here. Find movement, find space. And start to make your way back to stillness, back to tabletop. And slowly come up. And we'll come to sit in easy pose in a nurturing meditation here for a brief moment before our Shavasana. This is a meditation that is combining a lot of love with a lot of science. One of the beautiful things about the human body as it develops is that our hands grow out of our heart. Everything, just the nervous system starts to fire and everything starts to grow. And as the hands grow, they grow out. And then when it's time for the chest cavity to close around the heart, as the heart is going into its place in the chest, the hands start to guide it inward. And this is one of my favorite meditations where we have this meditation of guiding our heart back in. Often in this world, we have such empathy for what is going on with other people. We have such concern and care for others that we forget about ourselves. And then maybe we even start to resent some of that care and empathy that we show to others because we're feeling empty and depleted. And so this really is a way to fill your own cup, to fill your own heart with a little bit of science and a little bit of magic, a little bit of love. And so one more time, let's just rub our palms together. Bring that energy in. Our hands, it's almost common knowledge, I think, nowadays, that hands are an extension of the heart center, this huge line that just goes out and expands. And the hands are just that way of working in the world that can show our heart, things that we create, things that we make, things that we cook, how we touch our pets, how we touch our loved ones. It all comes out in our hands. And take a moment here, this gesture of gratitude, palms pressing together. And as you inhale, palms come apart, this gesture of opening. And as you exhale, guide your hands back to your heart, and bringing this energy, this love back in. Left hand presses in, then right. Inhale, open. Really imagine that you're expanding love. And with those beautiful hands, guide that love back inward. Now, this is science and love. And then I also mentioned magic. Where is the magic? Inhale, expand the love. Exhale, pull the love back in. The magic is right here. Love never, ever, ever, never diminishes. It's always there. It's always ready to be captured, to be caught, to be used, to be played with, to be sent out, to be expanded, to be just to be. Love wants to be. So inhale and expand. Feel that magic grow. Never diminishing, never ever diminishing. Exhale, bring it back in. Feel yourself heal. Feel yourself hugged. Feel yourself forgiven. Inhale and just expand your heart, expand it, knowing it is completely unlimited. Exhale. Let yourself nurture, let yourself feel that love. Keep going. Guide the love back in. Take 3 more expanding breaths. The heart opens, it fills, it heals. And the exhale, it nurtures. Next exhale, press your palms to your heart, bow your head. Just feel as though you are sitting in the light of your own love. Let yourself feel healed and nurtured and blessed in this moment in your life. And we'll slowly make our way down to a Shavasana. If you would prefer a child's pose as your Shavasana this evening, please feel free. Cover up, be warm. Something covering your eyes is always very helpful. And then bring your left hand to your heart as you lie here in Shavasana, toes rolling out, legs going long. Just feel softness here as you rest in this nurturing pose. Softening through the front of your body, your forehead, your cheeks, your throat. Feel this connection through the back of the head, the shoulders, the hips. The expansion of the inhale, lifting the ribs, clearing the heart, filling the belly. The exhale, releasing tension from your hips, your glutes, your thighs. Feel space through the knees and the ankles. And softness through the calves and the feet. Just allow yourself to rest here, softening. Start to deepen your breath. Then smile. If hands are still on your heart, just feel that connection. And start to move gently into fingers and toes, and arms and legs, moving your blankets aside. And hug your knees to your chest, roll around a few times. And then come on up into a comfortable seated position. Hands at that beautiful heart in a gesture of gratitude. What a joy it is to be able to find happiness in simple movement and community. Let's end class with the sound of 3 ohms, just raising our voices together to send out a little bit of love into the universe this beautiful Thursday evening. Inhale deeply. Thank you for taking the time to take care of yourselves today. Namaste. Thanks for nurturing yourselves.